Hello there. My name is Daniela Alonso and I am running for treasurer. I hope you find this presentation well and that you consider me as one of your featured officers. First, I'd like to start a little bit with my background. I did transfer from community college last semester, and then I became an AITP the same semester that I transferred. I am a CIS student. I'm also currently the social media coordinator for the organization. Well, I have a pretty good reason to why I believe that I'd be a good fit to be an ATP officer. One being is I believe I'm quite responsible for the role, um, whether it be you having money related jobs. I've been able to handle money pretty well. At one point, back in high school, I had 4 officer roles at once, and these were honor society clubs. Well, majority of them were. And so handling all the responsibilities and all the roles is something that I was able to manage. And even as a social media coordinator, handling with my responsibilities and with external factors in school, it's one of the things that I've been able to prove that I'm quite responsible. And so there's another reason to why I think I'd be a good fit, which is being a current ATP coordinator. I can see basically what ATP needs to improve, and even from the past 2 semesters, I have been quite insight in where even ATP stands. So I'm quite familiar with how things are running around, and familiar with my coordinators and the officers, being able to build a bond and trust with them. And I'd say I'm pretty happy to be a coordinator. As for I'm pretty dedicated to the organization, and and I want to keep being dedicated to it. I want to see ATP grow in any way possible. I want to continue being in a family that this organization that just wants to put CIS students to keep growing, have a good mindset and a positive outlook in the career. And speaking of also being dedicated, I can say that I've hardly missed any days of the meetings. So, and with having previous experiences, as being an officer, I've also been able to see how other officers, have their way of fundraising. And so I participated a lot of fundraisers in the past, so this also leads me to having a couple of ideas, and what works and what doesn't for an organization to be able to fundraise money. And so in my next few slides, I'll be also talking about how these ideas could help improve AITP as an organization. And well, as most CIS students are pretty knowledgeable with Excel, so I can say I am pretty knowledgeable with Excel. I've got far more than the basics down, but I'm constantly improving. I'm constantly learning with Excel. So yeah, I can say I'm pretty knowledgeable with it. So I do have a couple of ideas for fundraisers. I know it's not necessarily something that a treasurer should, plan to do. However, I think it's one of the things that I think ATP is, something that's missing. And so, just helping, create and expand budget for events is something that I think would help the organization, expand a little more, and even just, for others to be aware of it. So from bake sales to car washes, even just like participating in volunteering and things, just help bring awareness for the organization. And it's one of the things that ATP is so diverse. So there is a lot of things that we could do to fundraise and to help grow. And so ideas like being able to raise more money and expand budgets will allow for more events for AITP. And so it's one of the things that I personally want to see in the organization, and I'm sure many others, as we have had an agenda for this semester, which was unfortunately impacted by the COVID-19. I know we had events planned, and so I want to bring forward as well for the following semester these events to so they can happen, and they can and it's something that the members would enjoy. And I believe this would add more into the AITP experience. I believe this would help the members in a purposeful way. So it'd be great to have more, myself pitch in some ideas, and of course other coordinators, officers, and members pitch in some ideas as well. I have some ideas where we can hear some people out, see how like what we can bring to the future of AITP. And what's great is with the following semester is in the fall there tends to be more events going on with U of H, so it's more live, and so there'd be more things to do, and I think this would be something excited for AITP to look into. I'm proud to be a coordinator. I'm proud of my officers, coordinators, the organization as a whole, the members, and it's astonishing to see how the officers put so much effort, work, and dedication into this organization, and that's something I want to contribute to, and keep learning and growing, along with this organization. I want to improve our chapter and make differences with the future officers of AITP. I know that the officers value AITP, and again, it's something that I want to further contribute to. So thank you very much for listening to this presentation, and I hope you can consider voting for me as treasurer. Thank you.